Hello and welcome back to the OSP Sports channel. Like I promised, we got the South American qualifiers up next, and the games are actually tomorrow, as you can tell. For now, we're going to start off with the games that we have. It's going to be Ecuador, Brazil, Paraguay, Uruguay, Chile, Argentina, Colombia, Peru, as well as Venezuela, Bolivia for the first round and match day 15 in the overall qualifications. Ecuador Brazil is a game that can go 50-50. Brazil have already secured qualifying, however, they've looked very good. They haven't lost the game yet. I don't think they'll be planning to lose to Ecuador. However, Ecuador are also in a good position. They're third. It's been one of their best qualifiers since I think it was 2006. I'm actually wrong. I think it was 2006. So they're looking strong. However, as we can see now, the qualifiers are as tight as it can be. If Ecuador lose one game, they're already back into the fight with Colombia, Peru, Chile, Uruguay, and all the way down to Bolivia if they win. So it's also a must-win game for Ecuador. They can't be content just yet with the result, because it is manageable to choke from here, and knowing South America, any team can choke on any given day. Every team in South America has choked on one or more occasions. They've got good strikers, their defense is solid. The midfield to me is what lacks the most. Their attack also isn't, it's good, but isn't as good as I think their defense is. So that's something that they'll hopefully be relying on. I'm gonna give it to Brazil. I think it's gonna be a 2-1 win for Brazil. However, I wouldn't be shocked if Ecuador get a draw, as I'm pretty sure. Let's put Chile, Argentina. If I'm not wrong, I'm pretty sure the game is in Quito. Yeah, it is. So Ecuador could get a surprise win. You never know. There's also a win for Ecuador in Argentina. A loss, if Ecuador finish second, it's not impossible. I don't think they will. I think Ecuador have a higher chance of missing the World Cup than finishing second, and they're in third. So that's it. That's my prediction for that. 2-1 Brazil. And I'm expecting not to see anything fantastic from Brazil for the rest of qualifying. I feel like they're going to be coasting. I feel they probably want to get the unbeaten record. I don't feel like their manager's going to go at it. I feel like they're going to probably experiment with their young talent or players that haven't fully developed or been in the conversation yet for the World Cup or for their regular team. So we'll see how Brazil ends up. Our next game, we'll go here, is going to be, let's see this, Uruguay versus Paraguay. The classic that no one knows about. So as we know, Paraguay to me kind of seems like a dead man walking. They still think they're in it. I don't think they are. Paraguay are in 9th place. Mathematically, yes, they can make it. If they win this game, they'll be tied with Uruguay on points, and depending on if or how they win, they can even overtake them. But they just haven't seemed good. I saw their last game against Colombia. They were defending for dear life in a game that they had to win. And Colombia, in my opinion, have been almost god-awful, except for that Paraguay. The Paraguay game was pretty good, but still, it should have been 3 points. If it wasn't for the defense, nothing would have happened. Paraguay, I really like how Almiron has been playing for them. He's like the one star I can see that they have when they play. He gets the ball, he uses his pace, he moves around, he shoots when he can, he makes the right pass. Sometimes he is un poquito acelerado. He likes to do things too quick and he doesn't really use his mind. Feels like his feet. He uses his feet before his brain sometimes, which causes for some mistakes. But that slight chance that he can do something special is a lot better than the Paraguays that are bang average. That they just want to do the most simple but perfect thing, and that's what makes them. I think, let's see how much goals they've had. Goals for, 9 goals. That's in 14 matches. That's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. So it's something they definitely have to work on. if they want to get into this qualifying, which is why I don't think they will, because even since the last qualifying hasn't looked the best for Newcastle. So next we're going to go to Uruguay. Uruguay is one of the most disappointed qualifiers in a long time. They're out. They're 7th. They fired their head coach that has been with them for ages now. So they want to switch up. I think it was a bad idea. I feel like getting a new manager in with this pressure on, with all the teams hungry to win, is a recipe for disaster. It could either go really good or really bad, which is why I think I'm expecting a draw here. I'm expecting Paraguay to again defend for their lives and officially be out of the qualifying race, but I feel like Uruguay, with their new head coach, with some players not even knowing his tactics or applying them in this game, I feel like it could either go two ways. Rather they lose and it just all goes wrong from there for Uruguay in the qualifiers, or they draw. Depending on the way they draw, it could be a sign to come or a sign for more progress. And hey, they might even win it. If they win it, then and also depending on the way they beat Paraguay, that's a way that we can see how Uruguay will perform for the rest of qualifiers. And I think they'll scrape by. I think at least they'll finish in 5th, in my opinion. I feel like the next team that we're going to talk about, Chile. Chile have it very hard from now on. They have a game against Argentina. Let's go to Chile, actually. Let's see their fixtures. They have Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, and Brasilia. Or where is it? They haven't said. We don't know yet. I know Bolivia against La Paz, which has been a horror for a lot of teams this qualifying. And finally, they have Uruguay. So these are all, like, they have no write-off games, no easy games left. Every game it's a must-win. And do we expect them to beat Brazil or Argentina? Do we expect them to get a full win in Bolivia? If Uruguay come on strong with their new head coach and their players riled up, do you see them losing there? I personally don't see Chile into this World Cup. They came out of nowhere to put themselves back into the conversation. However, with their fixtures, I don't think they'll make it. This game tomorrow would be a better heads up if Chile come in running riots in Santiago, winning 3-0, or putting Argentina. If they even draw this game, I think it would be a disappointment for them, and I feel like it'll be a second qualifier without Chile. And Argentina's a tough one. I've never really liked how they play. They always seem to have like the most stars, but they've never seemed to show a nice way of playing soccer or football. I've never seen Argentina play and been surprised or been delighted with the way they move the ball. It always seemed to scrape by wins, or they get 1 goal and 2 goals and the other team just collapses. But it's never like a good sense of play. I don't see like 20 passes and score a goal. Nor do I see fully individual goals where Messi used to go like from the half line. It's mostly scrape goals and stuff like that, which is disappointing because I don't feel like they're reaching their full potential. But as we can see, it gets the job done, which is pretty much what every fan wants, at least in qualifying. And then once the World Cup happens, we'll see how their style of play will affect them. It seems that they always kind of switch it up in the World Cup. They always seem to start off doing the qualifiers and then pick it up. We even saw it in last World Cup. Their group was pretty god awful. It was terrible. They barely scraped by Nigeria. They tied against Iceland, and then they beat, I forgot the other team in that group, but they beat them, which is how they got out. So, were they tied? I don't like to be so wrong. Let's go back here. Ignore my search. And my fake movies. What was it called? My dog's at the keyboard and she won't let me type it in. 2015 World Cup. My dog. I think you heard him. Oh, hey, Russia. Let's see the groups. Damn, bro. They actually won. Alright, here we go. Spain, Morocco, Croatia. Yeah, they lost to Croatia. They got dominated by Croatia. I forgot. They got absolutely raped by Croatia. That's what I'm saying. They were terrible, and then they were somehow winning against the world champions, France. If it was any team other than France, I think they would have won that game and won up to the quarterfinals, and then who knows. Like that game, I think Argentina played better against France than Croatia played against France, in my opinion. So, they always seem to step it up in the second round. So, like I said, I think like Brazil, the cruising, probably doing trial and error with new players, maybe bringing players back that haven't played in a while, maybe seeing if a new system works, maybe a new style of play. So, we'll see how that happens. Colombia, Peru. Mi Colombia quería. I'm nervous because this is a must-win game for both teams, and Colombia and must-win games never go along. We're going to be without a lot of players. I think Muriel is out. I think Barrios is out. James is back. Quintero's out as well. Falcao, I think, will be back from injury. I would think Zapata will be there too. We've been awful. Paraguay was a sign for better things to come. It was only a draw, but at least they showed passion. They showed we can move the ball. They showed we have individual talent on the team compared to the other last 5 games. Complete bore fest. Nothing happened. The ball never moved. And we just scraped by. And I think there wasn't a sign of anything positive from our team. You could say, oh, we haven't been scored on, but I haven't felt reliable with our defense either. I don't know how we kept clean sheets, because it seemed like every time they had an actual opportunity, it was more of a miss on their part than, I would say, stellar defense, or even Ospina at times looked iffy, even though he's probably been our most consistent player this entire qualifying. Peru probably has had the more issues like Colombia. They've been more up and down. Colombia's just been drawing games. They have shown that they can definitely be a contender for the qualifying spots. If we look at their last few games, Peru, first of all, they're in the driving seat for 5th. Peru, they beat Venezuela, they beat Bolivia, they only lost to Argentina 1-0. They beat Chile 2-0. And then obviously they lost to Bolivia and La Paz, which is pretty much what almost every team has done this season. So they're there in abouts. They're probably going to look for at least a draw against Colombia. Colombia is probably going to look for a win. So when you have a team like Colombia looking for a win and Peru looking for a draw, I'm not going to give you no analysis. I will never say Colombia is going to lose at all, ever. I will always back them. So I'm going to say Colombia 2-0. I didn't give the results for the other ones either. Chile Argentina is going to be 2-1 Argentina. Paraguay and Uruguay is going to be 1-1. And finally, Venezuela Bolivia. Bolivia need to show that they mean business. This is a must win for Bolivia. I want them to make it. It will be the first time for goddamn since I've been born that I've ever seen them even with a chance to making it, and I've been surprised. Their schedule isn't the worst, but getting with Venezuela will be a good start. They can't be with a draw, none of that. They need a win. They need a goddamn win in Caracas. Venezuela's the worst team, or the worst placed team this season. However, they can also on their day be a menace to anybody on the fixture list. On their day, Venezuela can absolutely ruin your dreams if you need a win against them. They are stubborn, they like to play hard, they're awful, but they're hard to beat sometimes. It seems that once you open up, once you score 1, everything opens up. So Bolivia need that. If they get that win against Venezuela, they'll be in around 5th, depending on how the results turn. I would assume if Uruguay draw, if Chile draw, and Bolivia win, or Colombia, Peru, one beats the other, and they're in 5th, I think Bolivia's gonna be a whole different nation. Let's see what they have here. So they have Venezuela, which is what we said the must-win game. La Paz is hard to play against. We don't know how the Chile team's gonna be. If they draw or they lose, they might feel unmotivated. They might feel like they missed out. So once that happens, you can look at another win or another draw. A win and a draw is a perfect. Then they have Colombia. In Colombia, and then that's a game I'm expecting them to lose because I am from Colombia. I am a Colombian fan. I will always predict them. And it's in Barranquilla. Again, it all depends on the momentum. If Colombia tomorrow or in 2 days beats Peru and assert that they'll at least make it, they'll be content with 4th or 3rd, but be in that spot for sure. I don't think by no chance in hell we'll lose to Bolivia. But if Colombia draw or lose to Peru and then Bolivia beats Venezuela and then take a draw or win against Chile, you see how things just open up for everybody. So those are pretty much it. I'm gonna predict the win is Bolivia 2-0 win. 2-0 win for Bolivia. And then everything's gonna go tits up compared to all the other qualifiers. But yeah, I dragged it out a long 60 minutes, ain't bad for 5 games. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys are from South America or just enjoyed having conversations with me, I just got hiccups out of nowhere. Yeah, comment down or give me your opinions, give me your predictions if there's anybody watching this. And hey, if there is anybody watching, bro, nobody watches these videos, so you'll be that one fan. I'm sure to reply. I'm sure to like to have a debate with you, and then hey, maybe hopefully we'll do a video together or just chat about World Cup qualifiers, and hopefully when the World Cup comes around, big boy stuff. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully I won't be coming with a rant on why